we have constantly been sort of putting pressure on the government not to basically disincentivize R&D. In fact, like what they are proposing right now, we are actually telling them that you will be doing a huge disservice to research and development if you phase out all the incentives for research, because we haven't done anything about innovation and we need that. So I certainly believe it needs to treble at least.
Yeah, could you repeat the incentives?
So obviously there's the incentive, but then there's also the reason for why you'd want to do R&D in India. And if you have a look at the automotive industry, I'm not sure where you're getting your numbers from, but have a good look at the automotive industry. If you look at companies like ourselves, all the Indian OEMs, a lot of the multinationals, a lot of the suppliers like Bosch and Bangalore and so on, all of us and all of the suppliers actually have very substantial R&D centres, and they're growing. So I know there's an incentive policy in there to encourage more of it, but a number of companies are already doing it and taking advantage of it. So have a look at those numbers.
What's the limiting factor on the size that you've got? I mean, to ask you a silly question, why not double it or triple it? Like, what is the limiting factor that controls what a multinational will do here?
It's how quickly you can scale it up. So you can, it's easy enough to find someone who can engineer a glass, right? But to actually engineer a whole vehicle and integrate all the systems takes time. So it's actually scaling it up over a period of time in terms of innovations and engineering. For us, that's what R&D does, and bringing in the new technologies. It's just a matter of time.
But I would disagree with Manju. Okay, I would say today, for the first time in 2015, the R&D investment in India, in private sector R&D hubs, okay, overtook China. Okay, we did $12 billion worth of R&D investments in India versus 10.5 in China. So for the first time, it overtook China.
That's really
and then
good
let me tell you, when you talk about doing high-end research, I don't know how many people know that Tesla Motors software has been developed in India. I know I sit on the board of Infosys and we do that. Okay, so I think there's a lot of high-end innovation going on. GE has its biggest R&D hub outside the US in Bangalore. Bangalore today is considered the research hub of the world for all multinational companies. So they are leveraging India's science and technology talent, and we are not. That is what I'm really upset about.
Yeah, and you're managing to do that. I'm going to get you on your Bangalore kick for a moment.
So the only reason Bangalore continues to grow despite its awful traffic and awful infrastructure is because of the scientific talent.
And because of the awful state government
scientific talent that other countries are exploiting, and we're not. How unfortunate.
But I'm just saying, today, I think the Bangalore ecosystem for innovation is really, really world class. That's what I'm trying to say.
And who's put that together?
It's just happened. It's just evolved. It's nothing that has been, designed or orchestrated. It's just happened over the years because of the talent pool there.
And because it's got people like you and
and because companies came there and tapped that talent. So you've got all the Mercedes, the Audis, the Bosch, you name it. The GE. Everyone's come there and set up a big research hub. So I think it tells you that you've got the talent, you've got the innovative power, and we are an innovative powerhouse, but we haven't taken advantage of it.
Which is the next city after Bangalore?
Well, it's
Delhi,
happening, I think, in Pune,
Hyderabad,
in Gurgaon, and
I was like, she'd never come to NCR, she does.
Right, we've got a question there, and then a question here.
I agree with the panelists very much that that there is a lot of hype that has been made about the Make in India, and that is the first thing which we require to do. That's wonderful. The amount of advertisements that are going on and the amount of repetitions about Make in India is going in the
See, I think they were talking about how it's become a brand rather than an actual thing.
Conducive to those things. As Madam Kiran very correctly said, that whether this regulatory Raj, whether these things will be able to help these things. Whether it will only remain in paper, and ultimately when you come to even the startup which is been opened with a great fanfare, whether it will be really going up, because we don't find that...
Question.
Come on. So my question is,
No, not number one. What's the question?
the government whether it should try not to give more emphasis on the practical aspect of it rather than just talking the word.
Okay, let's leave that one hanging. The guy there with glasses who's both hands up. And this is the last question. I'm very sorry
of the day.
that I've been told we can't do anymore.
I am Vivek, I am a researcher in entrepreneurship. And I'd like to submit for consideration. The question is, when are we going to have entrepreneurial governance? Because I think capitalism as a system has failed. Communism was dead long ago. I think we need to think about holding government accountable to create entrepreneurial governance.
I think he wants like a Marxist ideal world.
And Sridhar, thanks for taking me over as chairman of the board of governors of my former institute, IIM Bangalore.
Who's going to answer that? We all agree.
No one wants to.
We all agree. In that case, we can take one more question. One more question. Okay, who's got the microphone? The last one.
Where are the skilled youth in our country? We have only 2.6% as against 96% in Korea. And you cannot get them in just 1 or 2 years. High skilled youth, I think we need to have. That only will get jobs.
No, we have a lot of youth, they're not high skilled. Not that, they're not that high skilled.
High skilled youth, do we have in India? What is 2.6%?
Okay. Anybody want to answer that quickly?
I think every sector is trying to focus on this high skilling. Okay, I know that every one of these sectors, and the government has been very, very sensitized about the need for increasing this very dismal percentage, which you just said, 2.5%, as opposed to say 90% in Korea and other countries.
Yeah.
So I think we are very seized with that. The government is very seized with that. But you're right, it cannot be done overnight. But let's start.
Okay, we've overrun, but the previous session overran too, so that doesn't matter. Finish. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you everyone.
This was nice.
We talked about Ladies and gentlemen, with that brilliant session, we come to the close of the fourth day at Charbagh at this 9th Jaipur Literature Festival. We would like to thank our panelists, Kiran Majumdar Shah, D.R. Mehta, Deedar Singh, and Nigel along with John Elliott for being here with us today.